trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. They hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom. And handle my business when it was my problem. Jeep, flossing with a gold chain. I got my Turkish rope with matching gold things. Bomber jacket in the winter, it's a cold game. I met some East Coast up in Spokane. Some of the realest in this dope game. I got my curly top looking like special ed. Clean fade on the side, bumping that red head. Clean tags when I ride.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks. Final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Now this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And they needed to be because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And some room to work. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Cowboys' 33. 45 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries of the ballgame. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now they try the right side here. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. The Seahawks had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
On second down, they'll run it here. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. A handoff as they run the counter play. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Stanford. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
That was a long, sustained opening drive, but in the end, only able to get the field goal out of it.
And absolutely, you'll take the points and the early lead. You never get those back, but there will be a little bit of disappointment that they didn't punch it in for 6 after that kind of yardage and that kind of drive that they had.
Fields it right around the goal line.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
They'll run on 1st down. Childress. Room here to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big run there. 29 yards and a 1st. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well, because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Prescott now. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. On 1st down, Childress. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Second down and goal. Prescott.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that hole, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3.
Elliott will score. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Stanford. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On 3rd down, Stanford completes it to Fant on the right side. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. That would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. It's a gain of 16 and the Dallas first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. As his guys are able to extend their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Off play action. Stanford. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
I know for us it's fun, and it's not so much fun for the rookie receivers when we see them coming into the league and we're going to training camps. You see them working on getting 2 feet down instead of 1. But the best ones train in college trying to get 2 down instead of 1, so the transition's a little bit less. In this case, though, wasn't able to complete it anyway.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Back to throw. Stanford. And this one is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
That's taken it around the 40.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. A 1st down carry by Elliott.
Yeah, good work there in open space, and he's got this all the way down now to the 32. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Throwing. Prescott on the move to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Prescott.
Pass complete to Tolbert on the crossing route. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Prescott to throw it.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away.
Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Off the play fake. Stanford. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
To throw on 3rd down. Stanford.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
So they accept the penalty. Of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Looking to throw. Prescott.
Well, there's Gallup. Nice catch. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 2nd down, Elliott. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
Here we go on 4th down. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. A 1st down throw for Prescott. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
On play action. Prescott. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
They'll run on first down. Childress, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
From the 38, Prescott. That's Gallup on the slant. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, Elliott once more. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. On 3rd down, it's Prescott sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
Let's go, man. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
In motion goes the tight end.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go. It's a safety crease.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
55 is mark, guys, 55. Hey, defense, let's go.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
14's the mic. 14's the mic. Come on, baby. Let's see what...
Looking to throw. Stanford. Flush to his right. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
Well, let's face it, Brandon. They're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen. And if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Big stop, G. Big stop. We're going to 52. Check 13.
Now Prescott. Floating one, incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 2nd down, Childress. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Cowboys will take over possession here up at the 44. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And the slot man goes in motion left. On 2nd down now, Childress. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 50 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Up the middle, here's Elliott. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one good for 33 and a first. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now Elliott. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Up the middle they go. Childress. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cowboys are on their way to a 2-0 start. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
14's the mic. 14's. Mike 14. Mike 14. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go.
To throw again. Stanford. He's going deep for Brown. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll try the left side. Childress. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. Yeah, he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
They'll run it with Elliott, and he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. They gave it to him in search of his 3rd touchdown, but he's denied, and the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they'll get him down up past the 15. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Off play action. Stanford under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. Off the play fake. Stanford, they'll roll him out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go to Elliott again. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
128 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the 1st quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the 1st quarter, but nothing in quarters 2, 3, and 4? So we always talk about adjustments. You don't just wait till halftime. You do it series to series. They'll be working on that in preparation for their next game.
So for the Cowboys, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cypress block, young buck holding the like we we knew it all, not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, to look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that to me? Don't give about a hater. Let them like the in my paper.
They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbillies. Q-Bone stallion with the lick. Really became a boss many years back. When I'm gone, can be pull your tears back. We put the bang and produce. You got no chance of hanging. They take the tails when you're flipping the quarter. We ain't slowing down, we crashing through the border.
So let the rhythm hit him, just let the rhythm hit him. Cause when you feel it in your soul, lift the sound system. Let's turn it up, a little louder, turn it up, a little louder, turn it up. We never turn it down, universal sound when we